Okay, so your question was just focusing on this portion right here. How do you do the derivative of that term? So the partial of g with respect to x, well, we'd say x is the variable, so y is a constant. So when I see that, so for this one, my thought process says, okay, x is the variable, 9 is a constant. So literally I just kick it out and think, okay, I've got this times 1 over x. Now, you may have learned a way of taking the derivative of this part of the function in your brief calculus class. There's lots of techniques. The one I personally like to use would just be raise it up to the numerator and use a negative exponent. So this would just become x to the negative first. So now when I take the derivative of it, again, the y is just a constant, so we could think of this almost as like 9/4 or whatever. It just hangs out. So we take the derivative. The exponent comes out to the front. So that would end up giving us negative 9 over y. Now with our exponent, we subtract 1. So negative 1 minus 1 would make negative 2. Now, WebAssign, I believe, will accept that, but if it doesn't, it may just want you to scoot the exponent back down, or the x back down to the denominator, since it has a negative exponent. So that would then give us x squared y. The other version, the other direction, the partial of g with respect to y is identical. Same logic. We're just going to say, okay, now when I'm looking at it, in my function, 9 over x is the constant, and I've got a 1 over y, where y is my variable. So you're probably turned off the video at this point because it is identical. You just say, okay, the y has a negative 1, so the negative 1 comes out to the front, which will leave us with negative 9 over x. Then with our y, we are going to subtract 1 from the exponent, so negative 1 minus 1 would make negative 2. So similarly, we're going to just drop that back down to the denominator, so that gives us x over y squared. And that is it. All right, hope that helped.